I'm a bit late to the party. So we all know Danganronpa 2x2 is a thing, it is coming out now. Why would I make this video in the first place? So many people have already made videos on this and have probably covered everything and more stuff and better than I could. So why am I doing it? Well, we're only getting closer and closer to the next trailer, and I never did an analysis video on this trailer, and I only ever did the special trial version. And apparently a new Nintendo Direct will be happening on the 12th of March, so I just want to get my thoughts on this trailer over and done with before we possibly get a new one. So let's begin. On the September 12th, 2025 Nintendo Direct, Danganronpa 2x2 was officially announced. The first thing I want to point out is the change in art style. This extends to the environments and the sprites. It takes a more realistic style and is practically the same style as Raincode and 100 Line Last Defense Academy. Now, I think the new art style is nice, but it doesn't really fit into Danganronpa's art style, if you know what I mean. Like, Danganronpa's art style is distinct. If you showed someone an image, they'd say, that's Danganronpa. If you showed someone this image, they'd say, oh, that's 100 Line. It's not that this the art style, I still think it fits great with Danganronpa, but it would take time to get used to. And by this time, 5 months in, I've already gotten used to it, but I do admit, I miss the old style too. On the topic of art styles, tweening. I think it's cute, but I do think it will become a bit too much of a place every time you click on a new character or if a new scene appears. But we'll see if I like it or not when the game comes out. The next scene is a new shot of a school hotel area, I assume. It's more grand and open, and it feels like a guru expensive tropical resort. It also looks like it has multiple floors, so maybe in a separate story mode. Since we know there's new locations, maybe we'll get new floors in the resort that open up after the end of every chapter, like in Trigger Happy Havoc, where you unlock new floors every time you win a case. The next scene we get is oh my fuck, these foxes, man. The next thing we get is a view of the upgraded version of the park with the statue thingy. Compared to the original, the difference is quite big. We get a new scene of the change in the cult room. Also, compared to the original, the difference is quite big. The new version looks more upgraded and realistic. I also assume the cult room will change as the game goes on, like in the original. And maybe in the separate mode, there'll be new cult rooms, but I'm wishing for too much though at that point. The next scene is a look at the class trial themselves. We obviously see a lot more in the special trial version, which I did cover 3 months ago, but I'll go over a bit more here. We see that the characters are more bouncy and animated here, and the text is more animated like in V3, which is nice to see. And it also has animations too, but this is only seen in the electrical spark. We see that the UI is drastically different rather than it being blocky and gamey, which is more cleaner and sleek, which I think is the way it looks. And something seems to be always moving here. The bullet selection is rotating, the timer is ticking down, and the arrows flash on and off. It's just so cool. The counter animation itself is also tweened. Instead of the sprite just popping in from the right, it looks like Hajime is instead jumping in. And while going through frame by frame, I saw this. I think it's quite hilarious. Next within the trailer, we see a new selection scene from when you're picking the location where you want to go. Instead of it being 2D, it's a top-down view. I think it's quite awesome, but I am gonna miss Hajime's signature run. We next see this scene. Now correct me if I'm wrong, but we never saw this in Danganronpa 2 from what I remember. And the fact that the scene shows up after the narrator says new scenario is a bit, well, I mean. And again, we get a new CG for the new scenario just after that scene before I just talked about shows up, so they must be connected in some way. In this CG, Hajime and Nagito is looking down at what seems to be like a port. It's a new area, so I assume this isn't going to be in the original version, and the new locations are going to be exclusive to the new story. And that's about everything. Now I could talk about other things, but I just wanted to get this specific video out before March 12th because of the rumors about the new Direct, because if there is a new Direct, then it's 100% confirmed, or basically like there is going to be a new trailer for Danganronpa 2x2 if this Direct does happen. It just makes sense. We haven't gotten a new trailer since September and pre-orders are rolling out, but I'm dragging this on. This is more of a shit post, something for me to just get out there, so if you did watch all the way, thank you, I really appreciate it.